Hey guys, thank you so very much for tuning in to the channel. Really appreciate you guys and the views and all the support. I'm a little late getting this review out. I had some just stupid issues going on with my comixology account. If any of you guys use comixology, sometimes you have to update your payment method. So for whatever reason, I think mine was expired and then it didn't charge my comics, at least the ones that I read digitally. So I was a little bit behind on getting those and getting this video out. So again, my apologies for the delay on this, but nonetheless, let us jump straight into this comic book review today. So just to give you guys a quick little emphasis on, what we're reading and where we are thus far. Go-Go Power Rangers is an ongoing series, that's written by Ryan Parrott and drawn by Dan Moore. The series started running on July 27th back in 2017, and it will conclude this April 2020 after, 32 issues. So we are, only 2 issues away from this portion of the comic series coming to an end. This is a bittersweet thing, as it's been a more phenomenal journey watching the early moments of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers team and the ripple effects of Shattered Grid. But a conclusion is definitely on the way, so like I said, it's definitely a bittersweet thing, as I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But, I'm also a little sad, because from the beginning, I've been recapping and reviewing, obviously, both of these comics, both of the runs, for Go-Go Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So to see one come to an end, it's pretty crazy. But obviously there's a lot that you can do with Mighty Morphin and even, going forward, getting into different seasons, getting into different teams and whatnot, which I think a lot of fans might be excited to see going forward. But, Mighty Morphin is popular, and I think they can definitely milk that out for a while, which they will. But again, it's a bittersweet thing nonetheless to see Go-Go coming to an official end. And that's what I'm so curious about. I believe Kia and somehow Psycho Green will have a part to play in the conclusion of Necessary Evil and the end of Go-Go. I also want to say it has been such a pleasure reading and reviewing these comics and engaging in conversations with all of you, on and off of the platform of YouTube. So you all have made this journey so exciting, and I appreciate the views and support. And don't worry, I got plenty more Power Rangers stuff to come. Outside of just the comics, I got a few fan films and fun stuff that I'm working on outside of just these reviews. And again, if you are new to my channel, please be sure to like this video and subscribe now. As usual, I review my books in 3 criteria: the good, the bad, and the morphin. So starting off with the good, this issue has a major X-Men vibe, if you know what I mean. Kia, this teenage alien from another planet, has, she's now been exposed to morphin energy and now has abilities she can't explain, and it's hard for her to control it at some points. And then the Morphin Master, who would be like the Professor Xavier kind of character, has Jason, Zach, and Trini, quote unquote, the X-Men in this situation, to seek out other mutants, to help them gain understanding and use their abilities for good. I really like that aspect for this comic, which really broadens my curiosity about Kia and her ambitions in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, comic books. So, again, that's kind of a correlation and connection, that I've seen, as, someone I've been reading comics my whole life, and I could just see, where maybe they had borrowed a little bit of that idea, which I actually like, and I think it really works good in this scenario, with these particular group of Rangers and the story that's being told. So I was really just getting those X-Men vibes, right off the bat, as I've been reading, this comic. I also liked how Kimberly, Tommy, and Billy are conversing on the fact that those friends, they just kind of took off and developed new interests outside of being Power Rangers, which, hey, again, on one side of the spectrum, these are teenagers, these are people, and, they may have other ambitions and other goals outside of just being a superhero. Maybe they do want to settle down one day. Maybe they want to leave the Ranger life behind and go on and do other things, other good, in the world outside of the tights and the helmets, But behind the scenes, we know there's some Omega issues going on in the universe that's got Jason, Zach, and Trini so distant and secretive. So, but and again, I've talked about this before in other reviews, but I just love how, Boom Studios has really kind of made this fan theory really come to life, where we're like, it was so abrupt in the show when, Jason, Zach, and Trini had left and, they were replaced. And, it just felt like such an abrupt change. But I really like how they have addressed that in the comics and like, here's what actually went down, aside from, the actors, standpoint. Here's what happened with the characters and, where they are in this universe. So again, just something, I've touched on before, but something that I really, really appreciate. So I love the Omega Rangers and their addition, to this universe. Getting into the bad of this comic. This is near the end of this comic, and I've seen this before, but I don't know why it bothers me now. But Lord Zed has the Mod Podge Hedgehog break into Promethea with Goldar, Squat, and Babu, to retain the Psycho Green Dagger, which we all knew, Grace Sterling was holding on to for many years. But I find it, very similar in look and color to the Dragon Dagger. This is a very minor and small thing that bugged me in this book. So picking I would say, setting aside or picking apart one thing, that I would say or consider bad would simply be the design of the dagger and its resemblance. So that's just my opinion. Just one little thing. Getting into the morphin of this book, when the Mod Podge Hedgehog, I just love saying that, the Mod Podge Hedgehog is terrorizing the city and the Rangers are quickly getting overwhelmed, Grace Sterling shows up with her own crew that resemble Power Rangers with their suit designs, which I find very interesting and pretty cool. And when the monster, went all giant mode, Grace also has her own Mechazord. It's not a Megazord, but she calls it a Mechazord, which we've also seen this before too. If you've been reading the Mighty Morphin, issues that led up to the Shattered Grid event, we already knew that Grace, she had her own tech. But, this was giving me major Pacific Rim vibes during this fight segment. And I think I even said that before in other reviews, when I had seen, that Grace Sterling had her own technology like this where she could build, her own giant robots, the Mechazord and whatnot. I just thought that was really cool. But it definitely gave me those Pacific Rim vibes. I also loved how this issue was not a victory for the Power Rangers, but more so a cliffhanger, and the monsters seem to, have gotten what they wanted in the end. And I'm curious what the results will be going forward and how it all comes full circle. Now it is time for my lightning rating. I give this book a 4 out of 5 lightning bolts. A fun read, cool imagery, and cliffhangers to a soon conclusion. Thanks so much for watching, folks. If you are new to my channel, I release videos weekly, so subscribe now and be sure to leave a comment and thumbs up this video. Until next time, stay healthy, wash your hands before you read this comic, and don't drink too much Corona Light so you don't get the coronavirus. I don't know, I really don't know how this thing is spreading. Just wash your hands, just stay healthy, take showers, change your socks, and that's pretty much it, I'm out. Peace.